Hello and welcome to the tour of my epiphytic cacti, including Lepidophyllum, Rhipsalis, Epiphyllum and others. So as you may remember, those who watch my videos, I put them all outside in spring and summer. So some are just hanging on the fence, receiving a morning sunlight and then shade in the afternoon, and some are just under kind of cover. And I overwinter them indoors in the house. So let's have a look at my collection. So this one I've already explained in one of the videos why it's got this scarring, and I've already made quite a few videos about when and where and what the advantages and disadvantages of putting Rhipsalis and other epiphytes outside. So check those videos. You will find the links either up above or in the description of this video. As you can see, there are quite a lot in fact, of new shoots. This one is one of my favorite, Rhipsalis elliptica, and it stays red all year now, and it's winter flowering. So you may check out this video as well about my winter and spring flowering Rhipsalis. And I've got another one which stays more green, but I will show you a bit later on. This one is really funky. So the new stems come out from as if in a loop, and then obviously they straighten out. And the flowers are beautiful. The first flower of this year was just a single one, or just maybe two in early spring, and then in summer there were lots of them. The only issue is when they are spent, they leave those unsightly scars which you may see on the stems here. By the way, in the description box of this video you will find the link to Facebook page where I put all the photos of my epiphytic cacti. Moving on to the next one, you may know this one as Rhipsalis paradoxa minor, but as I've mentioned in one of my earlier films, there's no botanical name. This one, mine, is Pachycoleonis, subspecies Catenulata. Here we've got Rhipsalis oblonga. And those scarring, it's in fact, I think, fungus infection, which has been treated. I got this plant together with the other two in winter, so it was cold, and also they came without pod, but their roots were wet, so I think then fungus set in. But it flowered, not many flowers, but still quite a few. And new stems are coming out really nicely, no fungal infection, and they are beautiful. So I think it's been treated with success. Really nice plant. And by the way, let me know in the comments whether you prefer those stringy spaghetti like Rhipsalis, or maybe those which look like they've got leaves. Here we've got Lepidophyllum filetianum from Aragnelli. I've already made a video how it flowered, so I know this is it confirmed. So all the names that you can see here are the names that either they've been confirmed positively, or the plants they came with those names. Here we've got Epiphyllum pumilum. Last year it flowered with like 16 flowers. This year had 6, but I can see many more buds. And again, last summer it was really hot and sunny, but wet as well, so you could see the spots left. And here we've got another Rhipsalis micrantha, but different, as you can see, in its appearance to Kilbergier. I had a few stems. I have stems only. And here we've got Rhipsalis bassifera. I think it's just bassifera, with lots of buds and fruit from last year and this year. And here's Epiphyllum German Empress, which I will show you another one that I've got, and with another name which you may come across as well. I don't have many Cynizarus, but this is one of them. And here another Lepismium Hulitianum. I don't know which one, whether it's form Hulitianum or Regneri. It hasn't flowered yet, but as you can see, it's the edges are not as serrated as with the others. This one is Rhipsalis schaefferi. It used to be classified as Basifera subspecies schaefferi, but now it's a separate species. Nice colored fruit, from white green going to like pinkish. Now this one, I think it's Rhipsalis occidentalis. For the first time ever flowered for me this spring with single flower, and now in summer it produced a few more of flowers. Now some people say that it's Goebbeliana. I've got a Goebbeliana as well, but the stems, they look different to me, but it might be just morphological difference and it's the same species. I don't know. You will see and you could compare later on. And here is another of my German Empress, which you may know as well under this name here. It's a prolific bloomer. Moving on, we've got Rhipsalis pentaptera. This one can flower for ages as well. Next to it, we've got Rhipsalis Nymphs Armondi from Nymphs Armondi. It's another one with a funny looking new growth. And observe the thickness of the stems, because later on I will show you another form. And here we've got this one. At first I thought it was a cross between those two, as you could see the name, but looking at the fruit, which are orange in color, not pinkish, I don't think it's a hybrid anymore. I think it's just another Rhipsalis puniscidus. And here it's my Rhipsalis flagelliformis, which you may remember won the first place in its class in my branch of British Cacti and Succulents Society show. This year it hasn't flowered. It had a few flowers last year, a small pinkish one. Lots of new growth, and the stems are quite funny. Some of them are naked, some of them with trichomes with those small hair. And here we've got one of my favorites again, my weird looking Rhipsalis Nymphs Armondi from Megalantha. As you can see, the stems are quite chunky in comparison especially to Rhipsalis Nymphs Armondi from Nymphs form. And again, funny looking new growth like a hook. Now we can see here Epiphyllum Lyon Herrick with some fruit. I'm not going to sow seeds. And here we've got another Rhipsalis basifera, this time subspecies Horrida. Those who watch my channel may remember that it struggled with mealybugs. Lucky, I think they are now gone. And here you can see it's small buds and tiny flowers, and the new shoots are red, so they look quite cute. Next to it, it's another Rhipsalis basifera, but subspecies Mauritiana. So you've already seen three, and they are all different looking. Again, this one likes flowering as well. As you can see, sometimes even a few buds from one areole. Characteristic tiny flowers. Now let's move on, and here is Rhipsalis teres. I think it's from Capilliformis. Look at the long shoots. It could be as well Rhipsalis teres from Teres. I'm not sure, it hasn't flowered yet, but it's a cool looking plant. Here, and more in the shade and the trees, the staging, there are a few hanging baskets like my fishbone. Really lovely plant. I love this plant. I've got a few of them. And here in this crate there are a few epiphyllums and rooted Rhipsalis clavata, Nymphsalmondi from Nymphsalmondi and from Megalantha. A few of my holiday or Thanksgiving cacti are out in summer as well. A few Apora cactus there, and this here it's epiphyllum, and oh boy, it has grown massively. As you can see, lots of new stems. And I had another one which I gave to my friend, and lo and behold, which one do you guess flowered? Hers. So I will show you how it flowered with a single bloom, but still I'm hoping that mine will flower next year for me. Isn't it beautiful? And one of my favorite here, Phaephora assopentensis. Now it's finished flowering, so not so many blooms now, but they are beautiful, like between orange and red, and even the fruit is nice looking, as you can see. And we've got here Salicynus antonianus. I've already made a video as well comparing this one to the fishbone, so check it out. And we've got here Phaephora miyagave. The flowers should be orange, and look how quickly it has grown within a few weeks. And I've got a smaller as well, and none of them has flowered yet. And on to the next one, some more epiphyllums. I've got a few Aporocactus, and here is one of, well, if you check my playlist, I will link it up as well. You will find all sorts of videos that I made about my epiphytic cacti and the collection from previous years, so you can compare as well. And I think I managed to find Rhipsalis pulchra. So there are two clones, one with white and one with more pale pinkish flowers, so I don't know which one this one is. So looking forward to seeing it in flower, hopefully next year. More epiphyllums under the tree, and again you can see zigzag or fishbone. This one's quite big. None of them has flowered yet. Next to it we've got Rhipsalis teres from Prismatica. It flowered for the first time last year. You may have seen the video, so check out the playlist please if you're interested. And also check out, I will make a few shorts showing off my bigger plants, so you can see them in its glory. And we've got one of my Rhipsalis Weweldiana, and here's teres from Heteroclada, funny growing plant, and will be featuring in one of those shorts as well. And we've got here Epiphyllum Queen of the Night, Oxypatellum, and another Weweldiana. This one is light green, and it flowered this year only with a single flower. And I have to say, Weweldiana is not one of my favorite Rhipsalis. It looks always so scruffy to me. So this is what it looks like. And let's move on to the next one, which I don't know what Rhipsalis species it is, but it's beautiful with quite serrated stems. And here you can see new growth, and within a matter of few weeks it has, look how it has grown even further. And the edges are quite red. It hasn't flowered yet. And another one of my favorites, I know that I say one of my favorites, but you can't not love them. This is Campos Portuana. You will see how it blooms in one of the shorts. Next to it is one of my 2 Dismilis from Epiphylantoids. And next to next to it is Rhipsalis paradoxa, which you may know as a major. So I've got two of them, and I think I will put them together in one pot to save the space. And you may remember last year I put it out from the house into the greenhouse, didn't like it, but this year when it's more in shade, it's putting out lots of new growth. No flowers yet, but maybe next year, there's always hope. Moving on, and we've got here Pfeiffer monacantha subspecies Kimnachi, and in comparison subspecies here monacantha. So the difference is monacantha has got those quite spiky spines, so be careful, whereas subspecies Kimnachi is naked, doesn't have those spines. The other one hasn't flowered, but monacantha submonacantha has, and I will show you the stages of bud development. Oh, you can see clearly here this spine, pretty vicious. So the buds, they start off kind of yellow, and then they get more orangey. The flowers are beautiful, of orange color. Really nice flowers. Now here, this is to cover the plants because the sun in the afternoon is quite strong and it beams this direction, and they are under barbecue cover here. So we've got here another Punisciduceus with a loop, and next to it we've got Lepismum cruciform. This one is supposed to be Roger. So Lepismum cruciform used to have different names of the forms, but now they are not recognized, they are just lumped into one. And this one has got typical pink flowers, really lovely. But as you can see, this one has got really thick stems, and again grows quite quickly once it's starting to put out new stems. Okay, let's have a look at another plant. So here we've got Gobeliana. So you can now compare yourself to this one, to the other one which I called Occidentalis. As you can see, the pattern, the stems are different. I like this photo, how the new stems are growing. It hasn't flowered for me this year. And here we've got Tizocactus nelsoni or Chrysoticus. You may remember my previous video how it turned out there were two plants in one pot, beautiful flowers, so I would recommend checking out. Rhipsalis nebergiana, you have seen as well Epiphyllum, so-called red tips, which is I think another name for Kermani. And I think I will make a video about more difficult Rhipsalis to grow, at least for me. I don't know yet when I'm going to put it out, but that's my intention to make this video. Another two Rhipsalis in the collection, so we've got one, the name is just up above, no flowers yet. And another one, Crispata. So, fun fact, Rhipsalis gobeliana sometimes, or quite often, it's sold under the name of Crispata, but as you can see, different looking stems. Another one, and this one has got pink fruit, as you can see here. I quite like, I have to say, those leafy, meaty leaf like stems. And another Paradoxa. This one is doing really well in the shade, lots of new growth. Lovely, lovely plant. Hopefully it will flower one day. And at the back it's another Rhipsalis elliptica, so you can see it's all green form. and a bit different but bigger leaf, not leaf stems, and another Micrantha Gilbergi. I just wanted a bigger one. When I got it, it had lots of fruit already. Then we've got here Ripsalis cuneata. I'm not sure which form it is. I'll find out once it decided to flower. And more epiphyllums. And this one, it's my absolute beast. I think it's my biggest Ripsalis. And again, I will make a separate short video just to show you how magnificent this plant is. No flowers yet. And more epiphyllums. I've got quite a few of them, so I'm not going to say the names because I can't even remember, because they all look the same until they flower. And you can see here the third Micrantha, but from Micrantha. So last year and previous years I had them in two separate pots, and I decided to put them in one just to make the plant bushier and to save on space. A few examples of flowers and fruit. Quite small flowers, not so spectacular like on epiphyllum, but nevertheless they always bring joy. And next to it, another Lepicium cruciforme. As you can see, the stems are not as thick as with the other one, so-called, let's say, Roge. And here we've got Lepicium warmingianum. The flowers should be white, beautiful stems. It hasn't flowered yet for me. I got it this year, but it's putting new branches out, which is always nice to see when the plant grows. And here we've got Pfeiffer boliviana, which you may know as Lepicium bolivianum. It's been reclassified for some time now, I think. And more epiphyllums, some of them flowered for me. And here we've got another Lepicium cruciforme, used to be known as Anceps. All flat stems with white flowers. Again, there will be a short video. It was last year, and I think I will make this year as well, because it's such a beautiful plant. And once it flowers all season. And in the flowers, comparison of different Lepicium cruciforme. So those epiphyllums are from Mike. You may remember from my previous videos. So they put a lot of new growth. And I've heard somewhere that after repotting, the plant puts more energy into growing new roots. So the first year after repotting them will not flower. So the second year it should flower. So hopefully next year it will flower. And here this beauty is again Lepicium cruciforme. Look at how flat those stems are and quite wide. And the clone from Paraguay. But again, I think it's kind of Anceps because it's got white flowers. And I think to keep the stems so wide, it prefers to get more sunlight. That's my impression, at least. And excuse me. Ripsalis tucumensis and Pteridea, two in different pots but in one hanging basket. So they used to be classified as Flocosa, but now they are their own species. Again, growing nicely, no flowers yet. At the back there's Grandiflora, again the same, no flowers, just new growths. Lovely plants. At the back there you may see there are two Ripsalis dissimilis from dissimilis. And it's interesting because the stems, some of them are naked, some of them have got those white, kind of small hair. And they flowered in winter time, and I made a video as well, so if you want to check beautiful flowers, have a look at those at this video. Now let's move on to my greenhouse, which is before me cleaning it, so excuse the untidiness. So here we've got Ripsalis frondosa, and again Lepismium vermigenum, and Oblonga, and we've got Pachyptera rubra, although when it flowered in winter someone said it might be elliptica, don't know. Lizocactus nelsoni, another one here, and we've got Epiphyllum crinatum beavertail. So this shade had 3 buds. One I knocked off accidentally, another one didn't develop any further, and the other one dropped off. So again, I couldn't see its flowers, so hopefully next year, but it's growing like crazy. Another Dissimilus from Elephantoides, and again Lepisium hulitianum, but again look how different it looks from the other two. No flowers. I don't know if it's Hulitianum from Hulitianum or Regnieli. Big ones. Apurocactus, more epiphyllums there. And we've got Ripsalis clavata from Clavata. It looks a bit sorry for itself, but I repotted to check its roots and they were fine. So maybe it needs a bit more humidity, a bit more light. Well, I'll really see. It usually bounce back after winter, but this year it's just a bit okayish. And I've got another Ripsalis clavata, which looks really nice. As you can see, lots of new shots. And I also bought Ripsalis clavata from Delicata. It's a rooting cutting now. Moving on, and I've got here Ripsalis Burchelier. The flowers are the same like on Campus Portuana, and the stems are as thin. The difference is in the color of the fruit. So on my Campus Portuana are yellowish, whereas this one it didn't set the fruit, so I don't know whether, or I can't confirm whether it's truly Burchellii or not. And there are some more epiphyllums, a few Ripsalis, as you can see, even Epiphyllum fishbone. And one of the Ripsalis here is this one. Hasn't flowered yet for me, but it's this one growing on me, especially when it's getting bigger and lots of new shoots this year especially. I like it more and more. Now this one is my second attempt, and so far so good. Touch the wood. And moving on to another Ripsalis, this is Pachyptera. Again, I like being outside in summer, putting quite a few new stems out. Here we've got the Lepismium floribundum, and as the name suggests, it likes flowering. And the flowers are similar to of Lepismium cruciform, but they are bigger, and I think this pink color is more vibrant on that one. And another star which has put on so much growth even throughout the winter is this Rhombia. This Lepisium you may remember from my video about how to root cuttings of Lepisium and Ripsalis. And this one, Ripsalis pilocarpa, it's my little star in winter when it flowers with beautiful white star looking like flowers. 2 Pfeiffer-Parangenesis, no flowers yet on either of them, but lots of new growth. So I hope you lasted with me to the end and liked my collection. See you next time. Bye!